Hi, Tefl-Dude here, and today I'm going to show you how to crop and remove crop content and resize any PDF that you have for free using this software. It's not one of those things where you have to upload your PDF online. I hate those because it takes forever to get your PDF uploaded and then you have to download it again. This one, you do it directly on your PC, and we're going to be using a portable version of it so anyone can use it on any PC. So how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we're going to download the editor, and using it, we're going to crop and remove the content of any PDF book or image that you've made. I'm going to be putting these images I took from a book online and convert it into a PDF. Then we're going to resize it to A4, and you can see here, this document, because it was taken from images on a monitor, is 64 by 96 centimeters. We're going to reduce it to A4 size. Next, we're going to print it to PDF. We're doing this because if you click Save, it will put watermarks on your pages, and this is how we're going to avoid paying for this software, avoid saving it. You simply do all your editing first and then print to PDF, and it's done. Finally, you can actually recognize the text using the OCR function after you've printed to PDF, because this function is actually for free and it will not put a stamp mark on any of your PDFs. As a bonus, at the end, I decided to include this other portable free software, Naps 2, in order to fix any black and white contrast issues you have with any document. So here you can see it's kind of grey with the background, and I've turned it into black and white. So, without further ado, let's go and download the software. So the first thing we need to do is download the pdf-xchange viewer. Go to this website. You can see how much it costs. It's only $56, and that's for life. You can use this for life for one price. However, we're going to be using the full function without having to pay. Simply download the editor portable version, not the one with no OCR, because that means no optical character recognition, and we do want that. And it is free with this software. It's the only PDF viewer that gives you free optical recognition. Now, you could download the 64-bit installer if it's your computer. But if you're on a company computer and you do want to use it, you can simply install the portable version, which you will install into a file. And this file you can put on a pen drive and take it anywhere you want and use it on any computer you want. So let's download that now. It jumps to this page, but you don't have to do anything. You can see on the top right, it's just downloading automatically. If it doesn't, it says click here. So now let's go to our download folder where it awaits us. Now here's the software. Simply, what I like to do is click on it twice, Control copy to copy the name, and open a new folder and write the same name. Then I'm going to move it into that folder. And Windows has its own zip extractor, so you can either double click and then just highlight all these files, put them in here, or you can right click if you have 7-zip and extract here. Once they're extracted, you simply double click this icon and run it. And there it is. So I'm just going to put that here in the top right. Now, if you have a PDF, what you can do, if you already have a PDF, you can simply drag the PDF in here. Like here is one which has cropped edges to be cropped. And then we can start doing the cropping. But if, like me, you have been taking images of a book online, you can see this is one I took of the Garrison Keillor book, and I got it from this archive.org, which is free. It's like a library. You can read any book. But rather than just reading the book, I decided to take screenshots. I've got a big monitor, so I just rotated it and took screenshots. If you want to know how I did it, have a look at the link above, click on that, and that'll take you to how you too can take images or pictures of a book online and turn it into PDF. So now, in order to do my book, I'm going to add images. And in order to do this, we go to Convert, and I'm going to compile the images here. So I'm going to add files, and I'm going to only add maybe 20 pages because I don't want to do the whole book. That will take a lot of time. So let's just scroll down here until maybe this page, go Shift, and I'll use these pages only. So let's open, and it warns me there will be a stamp if I try to save it, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to use a loophole, but we can still edit it fully. So here are my images. As you can see, if you want to get this kind of view, if it's a different view you've got at the time, like this, simply go to View, go to Fit Page, and at the bottom here, Double View. And as you can see, I now have the double view, and it's just nice to see that way. Or you can hold the control and use your wheel mouse, like I'm doing right now. That's nice as well. At the moment, there's no stamp, but once I click Save, a stamp will appear. But now we can do all the editing we want before that happens. First thing we're going to do is to crop these images. We want to get rid of that outer layer. So we simply go to Organize, and we're going to use Crop and Resize here. So click Crop, crop the page, and you can see all of them are selected, and it's going to crop them as I decide. So let's choose these ones here because they seem to be quite the same size. Most of the time, all the pages will be the same size, and you'll just have to do this once. Make sure I can see a little white edge around the edge because I don't want any of the black coming on the paper. And then I click OK. And you can see there's the book. These latter pages are the best. Yeah, these ones are uniform. They're really good. However, here you can see that page number 15, is a little different, those earlier pages. So what you can do, we can crop them as different from the other ones. All we have to do is click Crop, make sure we know the numbers. So I think it's number 15 to number 2, say. Crop pages. Let's go to page 2 to 15. So now you can see here, there's page 1, and this is the first page here. So what we'll do is move this up to this level, check the other pages, they're good, and click OK. And now you can see all the pages are almost the same size. You can see 1 and 2. They look different sizes now, but we'll fix that later. Everything will be the same size. The only thing is this cover. In order to do the cover separately, let's say you don't see this at the moment, click Options and click Thumbnail. And then you have the thumbnails. You can right-click this and go to Crop Page, and it will just crop this one. You can see the image mark there. So I can make this the size I want, and it will only affect this one page. So now, as we look through the book, you can see, yeah, the pages are different sizes, but we don't have any black edges. And now this is the magic part. Remember that the edges still exist. Click cancel. We're going to get rid of that by clicking remove cropped content. So now, if I go back to this crop page area, click all, look at that. This page is perfect. This page is perfect. Let's have a look at pages 2 and 1. Beautiful. They're a little different on the width, but they're still really nice the way they look. It's really good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to click cancel because I'm not doing any cropping at the moment. Everything is cropped perfectly. Now we just need to make them all the same size, and we do this by clicking Resize. A couple of things here you need to make sure you do. Make sure you click Scale Page, otherwise this will happen. Watch what happens now. See, you haven't scaled the image within the page. So I'll click Ctrl Z, go to Resize again. I want it to be A4. That's the size I like. You can choose other sizes. You can see here is the size it is at the moment, 500, 600. Standard. And I want to scale all the pages. All the pages, but make sure you click here all. Otherwise it won't do them all. Let's click go. And look at that. You can see how it shrunk it. This is now A4 size. If you don't believe me, remember A4 is what, 21 by 29? I will click on the crop and you can see, I click all, I go through the pages, they're all 21 by 29, 21 centimeters by 29, even the title of the book. Now one thing we can do is, I noticed that there's a white edge on either side of them. I don't really like that. It is A4, but maybe you're going to read it on a Kindle or something and you prefer that white edge not to be there. A way to do that is you just simply crop it again. So let me just cancel this. Remember, when you're looking at the crop, just cancel it. And this time I will crop. I'm going to choose all. Go to this one, I'll crop here to here. See if everybody's happy with that. This one could be cropped wider, but we can do that later. Let's crop this one. All of them are going to be like this, and that's the way they are. But remember, 2 to 16 tend to be different. So I'm going to go crop page, 2 to 15 again. That's these ones, and they want to be a little wider, I think. And I'll click OK. Okay, so everybody's happy, everything's happy. Maybe not the cover page. Once again, right click, crop page, move that back out, and click OK. And now everything is happy. Finally, remember to remove the cropped content. And now everything is perfect. If we go to the cropped pages area, have a look at them all, you can see this is 18 by 29. Everything is 29 by height, just the widths are differently. Or rather, the widths are different. So we're happy with that. Now, normally we would save it. If we had the professional version, if we paid for this, we would just save it, happy days, and then we would OCR it. Optically recognize the characters. But before we optically recognize the characters, we need to save it as a PDF with all this editing done without the demo stamp. To do this, you simply click on print, and everybody, no matter what computer you've got, so long as it's Windows, you should have Microsoft Print to PDF. I've got lots more because I've installed some printers and PDFs, But here, everybody, even with the bare basics, you'll have Microsoft Print to PDF. What you need to do is make sure that you click all, so you want all the pages. Make sure that you click Auto Center on the page. See how it changes there? And select Paper Size Document. Finally, make sure from Type None to Fit Printer Margins. And that way, you've got Fit Printer Margins, Auto Center, Select Paper, and you can see it just has the text that we want. So if I was not to have Fit to Printer Margins, it would look like that. So it's much better like that. And that way you have a nice PDF book with no stamp. Now watch what happens. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to call it GK book. Okay, it's saved. Let's see where the book is. GK book. It's 8 megabytes. Let's drag it into this gray area. And there is our book. Let's have a look at the dual page view. For some reason, the page did that before. I don't know, the image of the cover seems to be different, but the rest of it is happy. Maybe I did something in the print. I didn't include the first page or something. I thought I did. But anyway, that's that. Maybe I'll go back and try again. Let's have a look at the print. Reduce to printer margins. Print. See what happens. I'll put GK Book 2. And let's see how this looks. Reduce to printer margins. GK Book 2. Ah, that's better. Reduce to printer margins. Okay, for some reason, when you reduce to printer margins, you get this little bit of white area here, but at least the cover is the same size. But if you fit to printer margins, you tend to get a better look on the pages, but the cover is really tiny. So you can choose fit to printer margins or reduce to printer margins. Now what we want to do is just simply OCR the text. So we go to Convert, click OCR. Now this is free for any book. It doesn't matter what PDF you have. You can click Detect the orientation of the page. So if you've scanned a document and the page is a bit ski-whiff, this will correct it. But I don't think we need that here. I could click this just in case and do automatic, all, get the language you want, and simply OCR this file. So there are 48 pages, so it will take a bit quicker. I didn't want to do the whole book, and this is why. And that's it done. So let's have a look. You can now select text, as you can see. If you go to Home, you can click the highlight and you can highlight text, zoom in, and even the quality is really good. So there's been no loss of quality when we saved it as a PDF using that software. That's the way around, because what happens here, if I was to click Save this document, so I have it like this, and I click Save, I browse a place for it to be saved. I'll just call it a new document. You see, I get all these stamps on the top with a link to buy it. So we don't need to do that. The way we got around it was doing all the editing and then printing it as a PDF, not saving it as a PDF. So here I have exactly the same book with it all completely fixed. Just get rid of this. So I hope you enjoyed that video. And now as a bonus, I'm going to show you how you can make this text darker with the background lighter using another free software called Naps2. So if you want to watch that, this is the part you should be watching. So in Naps2, you simply click on More Files, and that way we can actually get not just the installer, but we can get the portable installer. So let's download that zip file. Here it is. I think it stands for Need Another Printer Software or something. It's free, so I'm going to make a box for this as well, a folder for this. Go in here, right click, and extract here. And now it's ready to roll. So I'm just going to double click on it, and up pops our software. Now I need to drag in some files here. So what I'm going to do is, you can drag the images in, which would be much easier before you do all that exercise before. So if we were to, let's say, drag these images in, that would be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then we could edit the images before we make the PDF. However, if you've already got a PDF, what you can do is, let's get rid of these images. You can add the PDF, but you will be instructed to add a certain file that's free, a download. I'll show you what I mean. Let's go into here. This is the book 2. This is the best one, remember? Once we click in it, we drop it in, you'll get this warning saying an additional component is needed for this file. Would you like to download it now? Click yes. And there the files arrive. So now we're going to try and edit. I'm just going to edit one page to get an idea of how much I need to darken or lighten the image. So I'm going to double click on this page, which arrives here. I'm going to make it nice and big. And now you could simply click black and white or bright contrast. I found bright contrast to be much sharper, but let's click on black and white. Simply make this image a bit lighter. And as you can see, as I move this arrow here, you can get really dark, not so dark. So you can make it brighter, really dark until you're a bit unhappy. Let's leave it at 68888. Click OK. And there you have the document made. And if I go out of this, you can see a little arrow or a little hourglass here, because I just got a message saying an additional component is needed to import PDF. Would you like to download it? Yes. And now it's done that, and now you can see the image is there, and you can see the rest of them are quite bright. But let's compare this one. Let's just open it again, and I'm going to zoom in and look at it. It looks quite nice, but it is a bit bitty around the edges. Yeah, it's still it's quite good for what it is. It's a bit bitty around the edges. I don't like that. So let's double click on this one here, the one to the right of it, and this time I'm going to use the brightness contrast. Let's make it larger so you can really see, and we're going to go this way to the left a bit and then to the right, and I think it might be enough. If I go too far, like here, you don't want to go that far. You want to go as dark as you can, but without making the page dark. That's okay. And here, go back as far as you can before you're unhappy. And I'm going to click OK. So it's 2, 2, let's say 2, 2 and 5, 5. Remember those numbers? Click OK. 2, and 5, 5, and let's join it. Let's zoom in. Look at that. How sweet is that? It's got really nice round edges. You know, it's a bit blurry perhaps than the other one, but at least it looks cleaner, you know? Let's have a look at the other one again. It depends what you like. They both have kind of blurry edges anyway. So it depends what you really, really like. I would prefer this one. So that's the way that you can do it. Now, in order to affect all of the pages, you have to click them all. Obviously, I'll omit these two. So it's 2, 2, and 5, 5. And I'll omit that one. And then you just click image. Brightness contrast. I'll go 2, 2, 2. What was it? 5, 5, 5. Something like that. Apply to all 4. I think it was this way, really. It was that way. That was it. It was 2, 2, 2 on this end. 5, 5, 5 on this end. And I'll apply to all 45 images. Click OK. And now you can see they're all edited. Let's have a look at one of them just to be sure. Yes, very nice, very nice. And then you simply just save them as a PDF. Save all 48, or just click Save as PDF and click GK Dark. Okay, so let's look in our downloads area. There's GK Dark. Let's open it in here. Remember, we just drag it on the top and it will come. So let's have a look at these images now. That's much nicer, isn't it? Much nicer than this one, perhaps. If you look at those two pages. That one compared with that one. Wow, what a difference. So we now again need to, we have to OCR it. But that's no problem. It's a free software, OCR. It won't put any images or watermarks on your document. Just simply click OCR. Okay, so let's check. It's OCR'd this as well. Yes, it has. You can see we can highlight the words now. We can select them, make them different colors. So that, my friend, is how you can darken the text and lighten the background of any book that you have. I hope you've enjoyed this video, particularly the earlier part where we were cropping and resizing, and also this part where you darken the image. Please check out my other videos. Don't forget to give this one a like and subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video.